Hey guys, today we're making this delicious chocolate cupcake with a dollop of coffee whipped cream and a drizzle of some yummy ganache. This is such an easy recipe to make and is perfect for any party. It's so amazing and just so delicious. As always, the full recipe will be in the description box below, and don't forget to give this video a giant thumbs up if you enjoy. Okay, so we're going to start off by making the mini chocolate bars for the top. For that, you're going to need this mold. And then you want to take a separate bowl and then just melt down some baking chocolate. If you use normal chocolate, it won't work as it won't set fully. Just break it up into pieces and then melt it in your microwave or on top of a pot with some boiling water, and just keep stirring it until it melts on the stove. While that's melting, you can prepare your piping bag and then just place it over a tall glass so that it's easier to fill with the chocolate. And once the chocolate is fully melted like this, then you're going to take your glass and then just pour all the chocolate into the piping bag, like this. Once it's all in your piping bag, then you can bring your mold and then just cut the top of your piping bag and ensure that it's coming out easily. And then you want to start piping your chocolate into your mold. Now be sure not to overfill these, but just fill it to the right amount. And then just fill all of them. Then you can tap it to ensure that everything is well distributed, or you could use a knife to smooth it out. And then just place this in the fridge for a few minutes until it's set fully. Once it's set, then you can take it out of your fridge and then just pop one right out. It's super easy and it comes out so beautiful. And there's your mini chocolate bars. And of course, you could do the same with some milk chocolate if you like. Moving on to the chocolate cupcake, you're going to add in your sugar to a bowl, and then you're going to crack in your eggs. Once that's in your bowl, then you can add in the oil, and your vanilla, and then just whisk this all together. And it should become nice and smooth like this, and then just set that to the side. This recipe uses buttermilk, and if you don't have buttermilk, you can easily make by adding a tablespoon of vinegar to a cup of milk and then letting that sit for about 5 minutes. And that's your homemade buttermilk. It's an easy substitution. Next, to a separate bowl, you're going to add in your sift, and we want to sift the flour and the cocoa powder. Now I did end up making 1.5 times this recipe, and that's why I've added in extra flour. But of course, the full recipe will be in the description box below. And then just add in your cocoa powder. And then sift this all together. Once that's done sifting, then you can add in your baking soda, your baking powder, and a pinch of salt. And then just mix this all together until it's all combined. Then you can slowly add in half of your wet mixture that we've made, as well as half of the buttermilk. And then you just want to mix this until it's slightly combined. And once it's combined like this, then you can add in the rest of the wet mixture as well as the rest of the buttermilk. And then you just want to give this all a good mix. Make sure you don't overmix it and just mix until it's combined like this. It should look like this. Then you can prepare your baking tray with your cupcake liners and then just fill each case with batter 2/3 of the way full. With one recipe you'll get about 18 cupcakes. And again, I did make 1.5 times this recipe. And then you want to bake this in your oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. Check it at 15 minutes and don't overbake it as they will go dry. Once they're done baking, then you can take them out of your oven and then let them cool down slightly in your baking tray, and then take them out onto a wire rack to cool down completely. For the whipped cream, for the coffee whipped cream, you want to add in your whipping cream to a bowl and make sure it's very cold for this, as it will whip up really well. Next, you're going to add in the stabilizer, which makes it nice and stable, but if you don't have it, you can leave it out. Next, you're going to add in your icing sugar, and you can adjust this to your taste. And you can add more or less if you like. And lastly, you're going to add in your coffee powder. And again, you can adjust this to your taste. And if you want it to be more strong, then just add in more coffee powder. And then just whip this with your electric mixer until it reaches stiff peaks. Like this. Once it's nice and thick, then stop mixing and make sure to scrape down the sides of your bowl just to ensure that everything is well combined. And just look at how smooth that is. Next, you're going to just set that to the side and prepare your piping bag. For that, take a large piping bag and then place it into a tall glass just to make it easier to fill, and then just scoop your whipped cream into your piping bag. Once it's all in your piping bag, then you can let this set in the fridge for about 15 minutes. For the ganache, to a separate bowl, you're going to add in your chocolate that's been broken up into small pieces. And then just set that to the side. To a separate pot, you're going to add in your cream and then take this to the stove and bring it to a boil. Once it's nice and hot and boiling, then you can just pour it over your chocolate and then let that sit for about 5 minutes untouched so that the chocolate melts, and then just mix this all together. It will take a few minutes, but just keep mixing and it should form a nice smooth ganache like this. And then let that set in the fridge for about half an hour to set. To assemble, you're going to cut off the tip of your whipped cream piping bag and then just pipe it onto your cupcakes like this. And you can see you get a nice dollop of whipped cream, and repeat with all your cupcakes. Next, for the ganache on the top, you're going to take a cupcake and then you can dip it into your ganache like this. And then repeat with all your cupcakes. Alternatively, you can pipe it on with a piping bag or just spoon it on with your spoon. And just repeat with all your cupcakes. Once you've dipped all of them or spooned the ganache on top, then you can add some gold sprinkles if you like, and then just pop one of those chocolate bars on top. The mini ones, of course. And that's your final cupcake ready to be eaten. Of course, you can decorate however you want. I have used some gold leaf and just take it on a clean paintbrush and then add it onto the ganache. And it just makes it look so beautiful. And that's it. That's how easy and simple it is to make these impressive chocolate cupcakes. They're so yummy and perfect for any party. It's just super delicious and the coffee cream just goes so well. It's just so yummy. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a giant thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every Sunday. I'll see you in my next video.